Hey, everybody, we're live and we're just going to do a real quick discussion about some things I've been thinking about. Now, I wrote this in a blog post and I'll include a link in the comments about the job market. But I need to remind you that everything you hear on the news is wrong, it is a lie. I think about William Randolph Hearst, who uh, is create credited with creating the War of 1812, using his newspapers to drum up anti Spanish sentiment and possibly even hiring mercenaries to blow up a ship in Cuba. Um, I don't think journalists are doing that now, although I do think journalists are spreading misinformation to create dissent. But it's not really to create dissent, it's for journalists to make money. So, for example, in the early 2000s, I owned a gym. A representative for one of the local television stations came by my gym and said, "Hey, man, advertise with us. And we're only going to charge you, $5 for a commercial every time it runs. And we'll shoot the commercial for free. And to get you to advertise with us, we are going to do a couple of news stories for you, one on the 5 o'clock news about fitness, and one on the morning news about fitness, and one on the weekend daybreak show about fitness." And I thought, wow, that's free advertising. And then they created a story around why people needed to get back into the gym. And the same story has been going on for since 1950 something. You need to exercise to be healthy, blah, blah, blah. And if you watch any gym or any segment on a news program about the gyms right now, that's what you're going to see. You need to exercise to be healthy, exercise to fight cancer, exercise to beat breast cancer, exercise to beat diabetes. All of those things are big problems in the United States. I mean, the number one killer is heart disease and has been for years. But guess what we haven't been doing? Exercising. But the news said, we'll make a story out of it if you advertise with us. Fast forward to today or this month. A couple of months ago, they said, well, nobody wants to go back to work because they're making too much money. Not true. Not true. That is a lie. I just said this weekend when people said, well, we can't hire anybody. People just don't want to work. Not true. This is not a true statement. It is a false fact created by a news program trying to sell advertising. Because if you notice, about the time they said there's a job shortage, the only commercials we see are for Career Builder and Indeed and Monster and whatever else they're looking for to get you to their platform so you will apply on their their app, use their app to apply for these jobs. But there's no job shortage. Well, I see hiring signs everywhere. I do too. I see a lot of hiring signs because people tend to believe the news. And maybe you're having a hard time hiring CNAs, waitresses, waiters, accountants. These are what I've heard. These are all things I'm not qualified for. But someone told me, well, Walmart's hiring. Okay, well, guess what? I applied at Walmart to be a stocker. Never heard back. I put in over 100 applications to be I don't know, a dozen different things, 10 different things. Customer service. Obviously, I can speak English. I bet you $1 I can answer a telephone. Hello, thank you for calling. Yes, I'm so glad to hear from you. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Let me take care of it for you. Does that sound like good customer service? Um, there isn't a job shortage. There is a news problem that gets you worked up about something. And what you get worked up about is Republicans on this side saying nobody wants to work and Democrats saying nobody wants to pay anything, but nobody's bitching about the corporations that are getting money, corporate welfare. That's the big problem. Nobody's bitching about the mayor of Little Rock hiring 20 people to work on his executive administration board at $46,000 a year. Nobody's complaining about Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi and all these congressmen getting millions of dollars of donations from the bank industry, the hedge fund managers, and other sources that are fighting against this tax increase against the rich that's coming up. You don't hear about that because you're too focused on nobody wants to work, which is 100% horse hockey. All right. So I got off my high horse there. I want you to know that everything you see in the news is a lie, that your Congress is corrupt and working for the highest bidder. And we're probably about to have some problems in the stock market, but stock market problems shouldn't affect you. Anyway, I had to get this off my chest because I was hearing so many people start to believe stuff that just isn't true. And then I realized we've been doing this for years, years and years. We choose to believe things that support our way of thinking, not necessarily what is true. And the news plays on that. And the only reason they play on it is because they need you watching so that they can charge advertisers more. And it all goes back to one thing: money. All right, so I'm done being mad about that. I got some free stuff for you that you can click on the link in the link in the comments and grab. And I'm going to come back and talk to you guys more about some other stuff. And maybe I won't be so peeved. And the reason I'm peeved is because I've been applying to jobs to go back into corporate America. And see the gray hair and this bald spot. Nobody wants to hire anybody over 50. Or is that just another excuse? I mean, I did get hired to go to Amazon, and we have a worker shortage right over the holiday season. I applied to Amazon over a month ago, and I'm scheduled to start in a week. So, what I'm qualified to do with all the stuff that I know is work in a warehouse. And yeah, that sort of pisses me off a little bit because if I didn't live in Arkansas, maybe I'd be qualified for something else. Or maybe over the age of 50, that's what I'm qualified for. Or maybe instead of pointing all these fingers at Amazon, Walmart, who else did I apply to? A couple of small businesses that you've never heard of, advertising agencies. I should use this right here. Here's the guy responsible for it because I've had 100 ideas that I never acted on and probably could work. I've had ample opportunity to write a dozen stories that might have taken off, but all I do is apply for jobs because that's what you're supposed to do. So maybe I'm not mad at the news. Maybe I'm just mad at me. Responsibility. That's what we got to take. Stop listening to the lies and start taking responsibility. Okay. Have a great day.